the chaining of inappropriate behaviors that contingent access brings. For some kids, I don't think they think I need to do all these behaviors, but instead of A to B, they think they need to do A through G. I need to hit, I need to scream, I need to make as much noise as possible. Because eventually, this is what happens. The parent shows up, okay, what do you want? And the kid doesn't know how to access, so they start doing behavior. So they grab something. Do you want this? Oh, and do you want this? And so now, something that could have been a 10 seconds or less communication attempt becomes a 5-minute kind of fiasco of you bringing things, you're frustrated, you're asking your kids lots of questions they can't answer. And that at the end of that, both people are tired. The kid has exhibited behavior. The parent is very confused and frustrated. And so what that does is actually demotivates both sides to engage in another communication attempt. And so A, that's one of the negative drawbacks. But B, what happens when the child grabs, takes you by the hand, then has a meltdown, and then still gets the cookie? The most common scenarios, next time they get in that situation, they're gonna go back into those behaviors because that's the only stable thing they know that it gave them access to the cookie. And so we call that the bad ladder, meaning a kid does a behavior that accidentally gets reinforced, so we're not assigning blame, but there's a panic that happens when the child has behavior. And so either it's given to them, and then the next time they do more behavior. And so by the time, someone like a behaviorist comes in, there's kind of 3 to 5 behaviors that are stacked on each other that we're trying to unwind like an onion. And that is when the contingent access is broken. So we try to simplify the process. And we'll definitely kind of talk later to try to talk the tools. But this is actually something that we see a lot, especially when a kid doesn't have early communication and starts to exhibit behavior, that they're just doing all of these chains of frustrating behavior. And both the family and the child are both frustrated with the whole entire process.
Yeah, I just think it's so important to remember it's not parents intentionally reinforce that behavior. And just like you said, it just really happened by accident. Sometimes we didn't even realize that we were reinforcing that escalated behavior, like biting or self-injury.